The Savior's mission is to rescue the souls of people.
We need to solve this case quickly. Luxarian is the city of divine light, yet it has seen the murder of 3 girls in 3 days. The people seem to be growing fearful. If you find out anything at all, I'd be anxious to hear it. There are similarities among the victims. They have all been young women, and all of them had rose-colored hair. Yes, just the same shade as yours. You may also become a target of the killers. I urge you to be careful.
The Order has locked the area down. Looks like you're stuck there until they've made progress in the investigation.
We believe the culprits are hiding out in this...
The end of the world is almost upon us.
The Inquisitor will definitely be very interested in this information. Why not talk to a few more people?
My fellow disciples, blessed.
This area is locked down.
Gather information and report to the Inquisitor in charge.
God save me, I saw what they did. If they find out what I know, I'm done for, as sure as my name is Holmes.
Can't be. Damn it, it's not like him to be late. But what if... No, couldn't be that.
Something wrong? Not about those murders, is it?
God, no. At least I hope not. You see, it's the end of my shift, and I'm waiting for my replacement, but he hasn't shown. He's been late before, but never as bad as this.
You're starting to worry, right?
He likes to make out he's a tough guy, but he isn't at all, frankly. His name's Holmes. If you run into him, do me a favor, will you? Tell him Thornton's worried and needs to go home.
All right. If I see anyone in uniform wandering around where they're not supposed to be, I'll tell. You work at the station, don't you? Your fellow attendant's worried about you.
Oh no, is it time for my shift already? I completely lost track of time. Look, can I trust you? I saw who did it. You know, the people who threw the dummy off the clock tower? I got scared, so I've been laying low. I can't go to the station. That's where they'll look for me.
You were there? What did you see exactly? You have to tell me.
I don't have to do anything. But if you can protect me from those people and get me to the station, I'll tell you all about it. Get me to the station, and then I'll talk.
The Order needs as much information as possible. The Order operates the regional transportation system. It's the city's lifeblood.
Holmes, you're safe. I was so worried about you, I could barely concentrate on my duties.
Sorry, boss. I saw what happened over where they found the girl. I guess I just panicked. I don't know why I got so scared. I'm sorry I let you down. It won't happen again.
Never mind, I'm just glad to see you're safe. Guess I never told you. Well, years ago, one of my colleagues was killed by a monster. I was afraid the same thing had happened to you. I panicked and asked this lady for help.
I can't believe no one told me that when I took this job. But anyway, sorry for the trouble, boss. From now on, I swear to you, I'm never going to be late. I mean, what if your heart gave out or something with worry? Can't have that on my conscience.
A true friend that cares. Maybe that's enough to save a soul.
Well, a deal's a deal. You got me here safe and it was the children of XIII. They tossed the dummy off the tower. I really wanted to tell the Inquisitors what I saw. Honestly, I did. But I was afraid those heretics might find out and make me their next victim.
The Inquisitor will definitely be very interested in this information. Want to talk to him?
I always said those people would cause trouble. And I was right. Every night I can see them, those weirdos in their white cloaks. Whenever I see white, I think, if there's one thing I know, that wicked shadow hunter, those fanatics are growing bold. Nowadays, there's always it's as if they are meeting to go someplace else.
That's vital information. Good work, Light.
No trains are operating now.
Those white-robed loonies are always gathering in the station plaza. No one, absolutely no one doubts that the people behind the killings are those heretics. The Order is conducting its inquisition. The XIII fanatics who worship the goddess of death are all over the place. It may mean nothing, but some people have witnessed the XIII furtive conversations in the streets.
That was a valuable witness statement. I'm pretty sure the Inquisitor can use the information.
This is my favorite spot. Hang out here long enough and you get to see all kinds of things. Like those. The children of XIII are heretics, and those XIII fanatics used to keep a low. The Order's authority isn't what it was. Now those people wander the streets like they own the place. Do you think they know something we don't? Maybe they have a date for the end of the world. Who knows?
The Inquisitor will definitely be very interested in this information. Want to talk to a few more people?
The horror continues. I knew the latest victim. She'd been a rising star, destined to become the next, but then she retired suddenly for reasons of health, or so it was.
Hey, lady! So these heretics, they believe in the goddess, right? Those heretics are always hanging around. They're easy to spot. They wear white clothes. You know, they always stare at any women that go by. I'm scared.
That's vital information. Good work, Light. At this rate, you'll solve the murder in no time. The Order needs as much information as possible.
In recent days, the XIII fanatics, those unspeakable heretics, they're a sinister bunch. I just overheard one of them say something. It went something like, if now, all the victims to date have been... Could there be a connection? I wonder if I should tell the Inquisitor this...
So the culprits are the children of XIII? But what's their objective? What could they be after?
Let's find out. Once the gates are opened, I'll try tailing them.
If you know anything about the case, I'd be...
The goddess's disciples are beginning to gather. If you lift the blockades around this area, there's a good chance they'll start to move out.
You're suggesting I let them go? It's not a bad idea. Yes, I'll give the order and we'll see where the heretics lead us. We've managed to find some eyewitnesses, and we think we know who it was.
Let me guess.
Ah, you have your own. In recent weeks, the heretics have become more visible on the streets of our holy city. The poor, benighted fools don't believe in God. Clearly, their despair has led them to carry out these wanton acts. If only they would open their eyes, embrace God, and they could bathe in the pure light. Can't they see that their souls would be liberated in the new world? The irony of it all is that their fanatical rejection of the Savior has only made my own faith that much stronger. Although perhaps that is the work of...
If you think your faith will save you, then go ahead.
All entrances to the North Station area have been reopened. For your safety and security, please proceed with your business in a calm and orderly manner. Safety officers have been posted to assist. Please obey all safety officer instructions. Thank you for your cooperation.
Lightning. The Savior can use God's own holy power. With it, you can even manipulate...
Chocopocolina! Hi! I sense you want to talk about something. Ask away! Is it about this message board? Or something more important, like my beauty regimen?
I want to talk to you. I think that you have it backwards.
Oh, don't be such a silly Sahagin. Everyone wants to talk to me, especially since I've been put in charge of this.
The message board?
It's not just an ordinary message board. It's called the Canvas of Prayer. An ancient spell has been cast on it, and now it can show people's hopes. For example, you know how people wish on stars, or by throwing coins into a fountain? This board collects prayers from all over the world, from all...
You mean anyone can come here and read them?
Just you. It's written in a mythical language. To anyone other than yourself, it looks... Now, don't just take my word for it. Why don't you take a look?
Anyone control time?
With a special ability called chronostasis. It has limits, but you can slow time. It's just one of the miracles brought about by God's great might. But be warned, you cannot use it again and again. Only use it when it will count the most. Light, I'm detecting monsters. Move carefully through this area.
My house is so far.
Backwater expert?
I bet she's strong.
Soldier.
Times aren't as peaceful as they once were.
Sorry, I'm out of wares. Today I'm here as a customer, just like...
Nothing to speak of.
Step right up!
Oh, thanks a lot.
We have goods you won't find anywhere.
My house is so far.
I don't have time to play. Now.
When the final bell tolls, the Earth will be destroyed, and the world
Time to eat. Are there any monsters yet?
It's Soldier. Specialized wear.
follow the heretics. Be discreet and don't let them spot you.
This broadcast is brought to you by the Public Morals Office of the Order of Salvation. It is now midnight. Please pray. Let us thank God, who in his wisdom will build us a new world.
The trains are currently out of service.
Are they looking for the promised land?
Luxarian and Yuznan are the world's largest cities.
The heretics are on the move. You need to follow them discreetly and figure out where they're headed. Light, careful! They see you. Make sure you stay hidden in the shadows. Light, careful! They see you. Light, careful! They see you. Make sure you stay hidden in the shadows. The evil savior will die at the hands of the Shadow Hunter? I sure don't like the sound of that. When they say savior, do you think...
It's me, all right. It has to be. But who's the Shadow Hunter?
I don't know. Right now, no one else does either. The information's incomplete at best. But the Order thinks he could be the leader of the heretics.
So if the Shadow Hunter leads the cult, does that mean he's also behind the murders?
I bet she's strong.
I must say goodbye to the city.
Stay out of sight and see what they're up to. The heretics are on the move. You need to follow them discreetly and figure out where they're headed.
Show that you are one of us. In the forest of darkness, chaos holds sway. To the goddess of death, these numbers I say, 7891. The rites are beginning. Make haste.
See that? I think I just found my invitation to the party.
Yeah, so when the phone rings, you have to give them a 4-digit code. Simple, if you have the numbers.
Right. Simple. So any bright ideas about how to do that? I mean, considering you're doling out advice.
Head back to town and see what you can uncover. The heretical cult, the so-called Children of Etro, are behind the murders. They become increasingly visible in the city. Judging by the tone of their message, they view the Savior as their enemy. What I don't understand is why they would target you. You're here to save souls and guide them to a new world. Why wouldn't they want that?
It's not that clear-cut. To some, God's savior looks as much a murderer as these maniacs do. I'm not surprised they're afraid.
Don't worry.
This'll be easy.
What do you want to do? Will you go looking for that code?
The Children of Etro are gathering now. They'll be out of my reach until they're done with their business.
It seems like a waste to just wait here until then. Why not get out of the city for a while?
I might as well. There's not much time left. I won't waste it.
Yes, your time is the most precious thing you have now. How you use these few days may decide the very fate of the world. It looks like the monorail is up and running. If you hop aboard, you can quickly get anywhere in this world. And there's another station on the south side of this area.
Better get ready for the next fight.
Restricted area. A giant creature came out of the chaos and it's causing a panic.
And no one's doing anything?
13 brave bounty hunters volunteered to take the beast down, to keep the peace. 13! That should have been enough, right? Guess how many still live? Just one. The others all died.
And that lone survivor was...
Yes, me! God. Such horrors I'd hoped to never have to see in my lifetime. The city's lost now. No one can face that monster and live. And with the chaos creating more of them...
Sounds dangerous. Good thing I have a few minutes to spare.
Were you listening to me? It killed 12 brave warriors. You're just one person, and a woman no less. But if you really want to fight it, I won't stop you.
see that through to the end. Lightning strikes. Hope the next goes as well.
You killed it? How did you defeat?
Well, it wasn't an easy battle.
You don't have to tell me twice. It belonged to the... Because of your act, they're resting peacefully, knowing their death. What a coward I am. In my mind, the beast had become chaos, but then you dispatched it alone. How damn it, you inspire me!
Not to be reckless, I hope.
Never. Caution is my middle name, after all. Danger. That's what... Can't live without it, like you can.
This'll be easy. It couldn't end any other way. Unlucky for you.
Trains departing from the North Station are expressed to XIII. Passengers wishing to travel to the wildlands or...
This is Luxarian's. The trains here shuttle back and forth between Luxarian and you. There is another station in Luxarian, South Station. The trains there will take you to either of these, the wildlands, where you can enjoy, or the Dead Dunes. This is where you can purchase your tickets.
I swear I'll make you happy. Those were my own words. And I think I was fooling. I couldn't do a damn thing. You died centuries ago, and it still feels like yesterday. Not a day goes by when I don't think of you, and how I could save you. But I failed you. Like a fool, I'm just spinning my wheels while the world dies. Now everything's ending, and no one's gonna survive.
This is an emergency broadcast from the Public Safety Office, XIII branch of the Order of Salvation. Volatile chaos infusions have been detected inside the XIII Palace. All entrances have been sealed by
Sarah, I need to know. When I die, will I get to see you again? Not that I have any right to. Well, I guess we all come to this world alone, and that's the way we gotta leave it. What are you waiting for, Lightning? You don't have much time left before the world ends. This is your last chance for payback to the man who couldn't keep your sister safe.
So now it's the glittering city. This is how Snow entertains himself these days?
I don't know how entertaining he finds it, but it's certainly his doing. XIII is Snow's town now. The residents call him the patron, and he runs everything here, especially the feasts and banquets. I've heard that he wanted everyone to enjoy whatever brief time they had left. But these days he's holed up in his palace. Who knows what he's thinking?
If I could, I'd go and visit, but I don't think I'm welcome there. Guess I should have pulled my punches.
No, it was the right thing to do at the time. I really thought if you confronted him head-on, he'd open up to you. Of course, it's been centuries. People are bound to change.
Have the years changed him? Maybe. The Snow I remember was an optimist, almost laughably so. He believed in everyone, and so everyone believed in him. That's why, in the end, I could accept Sarah wanting to marry him. But while I slept away the years in Crystal, he had to live every day, facing the world's coming end. Centuries, watching all hope crumble, lifetimes passing without a hint of escape. No man can stare into the darkness for so long and survive with his soul intact.
It looks like the palace is completely locked down, but I think I found a way you can sneak in. The Augur's Quarter is our best bet. Supplies for the Grand Feast are delivered each and every day, anywhere from early afternoon to late at night. There should be plenty of things for you to hide amongst and make your way inside.
I've come to see the patron's palace from up close. Just looking at it would make me feel richer myself. It's the most extravagant building in the world.
The palace is in the Augur's Quarter, right? I don't think tourists are allowed. I've heard that there are some parts of XIII that only the rich can get into. Not people like us, unfortunately.
It's a palace. They ought to at least let us go look at it for free, right? It'll be all right. Come on, let's go.
All right, let's go to the Augur's Quarter.
The Augur's Quarter is the exclusive playground of the rich. Commoners aren't welcome, and that will include you. Though people say it's possible to sneak in. Apparently there's some sort of back door. I definitely think it's worth looking into. It seems crashing that party put you on the city's radar. The guards are looking for you. Sneaking into the palace again? Alright, you need to find a way to infiltrate Snow's palace. Perhaps you could start by checking out the situation in the Augur's Quarter.
Who are you? You're not one of us.
Boring. The cycle of death. You can't read me. May you find your way home.
This is a broadcast from the Public Safety Office, XIII branch of the Order of Salvation. A warrant has been issued for the arrest of the woman calling herself
I know
the
your
Savior.
face.
She is
You're
armed
the one
and
I've seen
considered
on the
extremely
posters.
dangerous.
Oh no, you've seen through my elaborate disguise. Yes, I'm the Savior. Here to steal the soul from your precious patron. What are you waiting for? Arrest me and you'll probably get a raise.
Shut up! I don't need you to tell me how to do my job, you damn criminal!
Looks like provocation will work. Keep it up.
Boring.
A warrant has been issued
Well, there
for the
are quite
arrest
a lot
of
of
the woman
guards.
calling herself the Savior.
If you let them chase you
she is
around-
armed and considered extremely dangerous. This is a broadcast from the Public Safety Office, XIII branch of the Order of Salvation.
This is the Rebel Quarter.
Boring. No more lies, just the truth.
It's a really popular hangout for couples.
She is armed.
I'm afraid you're gonna be the only single one here.
And you're worried about my feelings?
I meant you'll be conspicuous, that's all.
Yes, you have come at the appointed time.
And just what makes you so sure?
His eye sees that we are alchemists who see he has used the alchemic arts on him.
So, what do you...
Listen to his oracle. Your true path has this...
An oracle? If you've got something to...
Listen, Savior. Tomorrow, when the sun hangs highest in the sky.
Hope, what do you make of these so-called fortune tellers?
They don't speak very clearly or quickly. But I think what they basically said was, they want you to come back and... Light, there's something I think you should know. Something important. The Savior has to return to the Ark once a day. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. It seems you can get your hands on some fireworks if you know the Chocobo Girl's code.
Boring. I won't lose. I challenge you. Thanks for waiting.
Palace guards are conducting a search for the intruder calling herself the Savior.
Once I found out I couldn't see it,
If you don't have an ID, you're never getting into the Augur's. If you really want to see one of the shows they hold there, you don't have much choice but the tour guide. The tour guide sneaks groups of tourists in through the back route to see the show in the Augur's Quarter. Trust me, he's not that hard to find. In fact, he's about the easiest person to spot.
I think we've got it now. I know how to get you into that palace. The gate to the Augur's Quarter is locked, and that's blocking you from the palace. If you don't have the proper ID, it'll be impossible to get through the front gate.
There are a lot of popular attractions in the Augur's Quarter. People want to see them, and it looks like there's a back route that people without IDs can use to get inside.
Every night, there's a play put on in the Augur's Quarter to honor God.
Hail there, my stylish lady. You're just dying to see this show, aren't you? You can try to hide it, but I know...
Maybe. Maybe not.
No worries about that. I can get you a special...
A ticket.
Oh, you playing innocent? I'm sure you know about... I help the poor visitors to our fair city, people to see our most famous sight, the show in our...
So I buy a ticket and you get me in to see the show, and I...
My word is good, but I can't offer any... I mean, who knows if you'll make it back alive? So put your trust in Fortuna.
Fine. But how about if...
I knew you were up for it. All right. It starts next to the monorail track. You know, the one that carries supplies from the industrial area. Up on that track, you'll find some of the best views in the city. I can take you up on the track from the industrial area and get you... You'll be able to see the Augur's Quarter.
Sounds easy enough. So where does Lady Luck come?
Well, the tours... The chaos infusions have been hitting the industrial... You might have to fight more than just desperate tourists. I don't guarantee your safe arrival or return. Not that it looks like you have plans of actually sitting down...
What are you trying to say?
Nothing. None of my business to say where you might be going. Or I'm sure the Savior plays her cards close...
Gee, was it the posters around town that tipped you?
I could sell you out to the palace guard, you know. I guess you'll also have to depend on your luck to see that I don't just do... Now, don't you feel like coughing up and buying a ticket to my tour? I'll even give you a special price, just for you.
If you want to betray me to the authorities, go ahead. But watch your back if you do.
Ooh! Look out for the big bad Savior! A ticket for one. Time's on the ticket. Be in the industrial area by then, or one of my helpers will be in front of the gate to the industrial area. Give them that ticket, and you know the area, right? Past Central Avenue, and then across the sand in the lower city. We leave on the dot, so don't you dawdle. Thank you for your business.
It's very popular with tourists, but most visitors just can't get their hands on an ID, so they find another way to see it, from a pretty lofty perch.
Lofty? There's a monorail near the palace that the supply train runs on. Let me guess, the enterprising tourists sneak into the Augur's Quarter along that track, right?
It's nearly 6.
Guards are conducting
I'm sure you know what that means. No need to tie up any loose ends, though. Time stands still in this world while you're up in the Ark.
Citizens are asked
It's
to
a pretty
report
handy
persons
system, isn't it?
matching this description to the nearest security officer. Palace guards are conducting a search for the intruder calling herself the Savior. She has rose-colored hair and is carrying an enormous weapon. Citizens are asked to report persons matching this description to the nearest security
Light, I just want to remind you that it's almost 6, and you know what happens then. When it's time, you'll be transported automatically up to the Ark.
Palace guards are conducting a search for the intruder calling herself the Savior. She has rose-colored hair and is carrying an enormous weapon. Citizens are asked to report persons matching this description to the nearest security officer.
Welcome back, Light. Now step forward and offer your Aradia so we can give time back to the world. Pray.
As the world dies around me, I offer this blessing. Is this fruit from the light?
With the power of Aradia, you have successfully extended the world's life. Come here and I'll explain.